Come stop and take a trip down on my block, where you see hidden potential, young minds sharper than Ginsu, and ain't afraid to speak their mind if they got something against you. We standing with you, we tackle issues like civic pride. Hate will cease to exist, let's put our differences aside. From my side to your side, from Dutchtown to South Side, from Penrose to North Side, from Benton Park to Old North, the West End to West Side. We blessed when we step out, we stand down, rise up, stand together, wise up.
This is StitchCast Studio, produced by St. Louis Story Stitchers in St. Louis, Missouri.
Our StitchCast takes a field trip to Trail of Tears State Park to learn and have conversations about the indigenous peoples of America in part 1 of this 5-part series.
They say who that, but you already knew that. That be them story stitches. Story stitches, story stitches, story stitches, story stitches.
What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of StitchCast. My name is Emira. I am your host for today, and we have some amazing youth leaders with us here.
It's your boy. I'm doing straight.
I'm cooling. It's hot outside.
What's up, y'all?
Hey, how y'all doing? We good and staying cool.
Yes. So today we got a special edition. We went to the Trail of Tears State Park, I believe, here in Missouri. And we just gonna get into a couple questions, you know what I'm saying? So right off jump,
in part
what
2
was everybody's
of this 5-part
first reaction
series
when we first got to the Trail of Tears Park?
It was very secluded. It was different than other parks like the Shaw Nature Reserve. It's kind of like ducked off in a kind of commercial
This week,
area.
we have a Story Stitches
It's
original
like
song
really
entitled
there
To
in
the Prairie.
Wilderness, out somewhere. You really gotta like know where you're going to find this place. So that was my first initial reaction. So I knew that it was different
Entitled
from
Prairie
other experience we've been
Therapy.
on outside in the wild before.
No, I definitely feel that. It definitely felt different getting there.
It felt familiar to me. Like as a kid, I was more of a country boy out there in the woods and stuff. So it felt familiar to me. It honestly intrigues me too, because you never know what might happen in the world. So for us to have that experience and being there to learn about that, like, to me, it's like a helpful resource. Also, as an insightful moment. So.
Indeed. Who else?
To me, it was cool. It was pretty familiar because, like, I used to live in Louisiana, and there it's real country, and where we went to is pretty country. So, yeah, but it was pretty cool, and it was very, very hot.
Yeah, for sure.
It's hot, man.
I think I had to change my shirt about 3 times.
It also felt very homey to me. I used to live in Arkansas, and which is known as a natural state. They got a lot of state parks there, and especially the hiking part. Felt like, yeah, I can get in my element right now.
For me, I'm a city girl, so no. I'm a city. Well, I'm like, I'm not used to the wilderness and the stuff like that. So it was pretty much like, it was comfortable. I could say, like, it wasn't like too chaotic. Like, it was very much informative and just feel like I was learning something from the jump when I first got there. So,
Was there anything you saw or heard that surprised you?
Watching the film, I kind of noticed something that we kind of do ourselves that I feel like we should get back to as a community. It was a part in the film where the natives were it was talking about the natives basically keeping their own traditions but being modern within society as far as taking on, society norms such as clothes and stuff like that, but they still practice their own traditions regardless. They never quite like abandoned, and I feel like we as community have kind of lost sight of that, and what was community has turned into kind of competition, and that's kind of what a society is put out there. So I feel like we need to kind of go back to traditional roots for a while to get a steady foundation within our own community to create some little balance.
And I hate to be this person, but that film honestly was one of the most interesting parts of that trip to me and to everyone, I assume. But one thing that I couldn't stand but to realize was how it is today is stemmed from how it was then. I mean, like, America is still a country ran off of tyranny. If I'm being completely honest with you. So me seeing how those Indians forged their own properties and they prospered, and you just come and take that away from them, yeah, that puts me in a state of mind of like rebellion. It's just like, yeah, I won't stand for this. Seeing that film really hit me in a tight spot in my chest. Like, this is one thing I couldn't bear. But it was knowledgeable.
Yeah, I could agree with that because, like, I didn't know too much about the Cherokee and Indians history like that. Just to hear, like, of course, during history class, they always said this was the Native American land. But to actually, like, see what the white people did to them, it's like, y'all brought us here just to invade somebody else's home that we wasn't supposed to be here ourselves. I don't know, it felt like it was more similar to African American slaves, but it was like, we wasn't supposed to be here. I don't know, it felt sad because, like, this was their land, not ours. So.
But for the Indians, it was more of a slave thing and more of an extortion.
Yeah.
Because why are you taking what resources they find, what resources they use to navigate throughout these lands,
exactly,
and take it for your own ignorant values? Like,
if you go back in history, it's just a repetition. Like, if you go back in history to lots of places that have been conquered by people that have came over, what do? They come in, and then once they learn what they need to learn, they either take the land by force or they trick them to leave.
A lot of the times they didn't even bother to learn, like, anything though.
They really didn't. They would just look and be like, okay, I see them doing this, so I guess this is what I gotta do. And they don't really quite understand what's really going on.
I mean, they're just motivated by pure greed. Like, in the case of the Trail of Tears, they saw gold on the land, and they made that decision right then and there. We need these out, so we can have full access to this land.
The thing is, land is a sign of wealth, but the people, we also have to remember that the most important sign of wealth is intelligence and being able to adapt in any environment. Like, that's very important. Be able to learn how to move in different environments and use the resources in that environment to survive and thrive.
For sure. I ain't gonna lie. The film, I appreciate it, but there were way more groups, way more tribes that were relocated. You got to think about it. When they came over here, there were Native Americans almost in every part of America.
Right.
Millions.
And when I say America,
now we really see none.
When I say America, I don't just mean the United States. I mean America. Yeah, the continent.
Yeah.
So I do appreciate the film, but I do feel like there's more, that if you learn more about what was going on, it probably would make you more mad,
Yep.
And then I don't necessarily want these things to just make you all mad, but
it's important to be aware.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's that time again. Time for another StitchCast Studio Arts Interlude. That's right, let's pick the city up. This week, we have a Story Stitches original song entitled To the Prairie.
Where we going to? Straight to the prairie. To the prairie. Man, that's a long way out there. Purple, yellow, blue, so many colors in this habitat. Even though I'm city slick, I'm not afraid to travel back. Way out to the countryside, hit that native grassland, tranquil in the sunny meadows. We thought we was advanced. Ain't no sounds of ambulance, sirens or the boys in blue. Tonight avoided gunshots, but nature makes some noises too. The moist dew saturates the green pastures, which flows like the motion of the waves in the ocean. To master this environment, acquiring and managing, restore it to its original state that it was planted in. So if the planet ends, at least you saw its majesty. Put your phone on airplane mode and we'll be right back after these messages. Reception is a barrier, connect for real. The wilderness is therapy, escapism to let you chill. Historic regions where the wildflower stretches, warm season grass species, territory so precious.
Let's take a ride, hop in the car, take a drive to the prairie, where the grass always green on the other side. At the prairie, let's go. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Let's go. On the adventure, let's venture through green pastures. Solidarity, nothing but smiles and laughter. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Let's go.
The Great Plains so amazing, tall grass nearly 6 feet. None woody acre after acre, take a quick peek. You ever see the stars at night without traffic and street lights? It's like we in the Milky Way without passing that peace pipe. Coyotes and coyotes, prairie dogs and buffalo. Educate and investigate, cause it all depends on what you know. So cultivate and we procreate. We indigenous to the stony state. We authenticate, but we demonstrate, and it's just one rule: don't be fake. This rich soil substrate is glaciated like ice age. I think I need to get away from my hood where I stay. We protect that wildlife. The game is restoration. Trees is only 10% cause they keep them fires blazing. Domestic tranquility. Let's medicate and we feel the breeze. Burn the trees and we hunt with ease without maple oaks and hickories. Native Americans settle the land and the prairies are evidence of it in fact. Nothing is stressful as life in the city. Get up on the highway cause I'm going past.
Let's take a ride, hop in the car, take a drive to the prairie, where the grass always green on the other side. At the prairie, let's go. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Let's go. On the adventure, let's venture through green pastures. Solidarity, nothing but smiles and laughter. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Let's go.
You know, the snake guide.
The snake guide.
I thought that was helpful too. You know, it was like little things that didn't necessarily, I guess, directly pertain to the natives that we learned, but it is still things that I do think the natives would have been well versed in, you know, and would have already probably known their stuff. So I did appreciate that part. Anybody else got anything to say?
Also, like, speaking of the snake situation, the snake that was there, you know, he was kind of having spasms and stuff, and it's just pretty funny. I just want to say that.
I was just yawning. He was tired. Apparently.
He was old.
He was tired.
He's old. His body's breaking down.
I just with the trip, I just hope that I would want to like know more, not just about the snake. I want to know, like, get more history about like they outfits, they clothing, the weapons they use, like why they couldn't. I wish it was like more, not too PG-13 with the video. I wish it was like more like this would really happen, because I was more intrigued of what was going on, and like I said, I was never too much like had awareness of their history work, but now I just like it makes me upset because like what was the point?
Because
they show it to kids and assume everyone else is okay with it.
These people did not just leave. Okay, we're just gonna leave your land just because you say so.
I think one of the most powerful things, though, that I got out that video was that the natives came together and decided we're going to take control of how we travel. We're going to come together and figure this out ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And not gonna lie, I don't know if I would have necessarily asked as much as I would have told. Like, this is what we're doing, you know? So, but I do think that was a powerful moment to see, you know, the people get some courage and step up and fight for their legacy, really.
Let's keep it up, man. You know, that's not how it went. Guns was blazing, tomahawks was thrown. Okay, sticks and stones. We know how it went. We know how it went.
I mean, we don't necessarily know. Maybe with some tribes, but I do think that there probably were other tribes that were more
passive.
They communicated better. You know, they had better tactics when it came to communicating with the higher ups or whoever it was that was pushing them off the land.
If you ask me, I think peace was the first option anyway. I think violence was the last resort, the very last resort. But in that video, we seen that as much as the Indians let up and had to put up with, I seen more of what those redcoats was doing and what they were doing. You know what I mean? Those Georgians or whatever. It just wasn't anything consensual or that they can come to a consensus about. I feel like we all seen when he wrote those pages and they was putting the pages together, woo out the van, like that's a lot of work. Bro, you mean to tell me I put my heart, blood, sweat, and tears into these papers, send it to you in hopes that you care about your people that you so-called your people, and this is a representative democracy, right? But you don't even represent us. I put my blood, sweat, and tears in these papers, I send it to you, and you mean to tell me I'm denied? Come on, bro, it's bad news. Like I said, we know the truth. You know what I mean? We didn't see, the Indians didn't leave their house till they came.
But I got a positive though. A positive thing I seen out the video was they started singing. I did like that. Simply the fact that, you know, music I like that music is one of the things we all, like, groups of people can relate on. Like, it's at least music. And so, you know.
Why do y'all think that part of history is important to remember?
Because
we live in America.
And survival.
We are Americans. We're native to this land. We're born
geography, here. All of those.
We are technically the natives right now.
You know?
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't know why.
That's why it's important. Your history is important because history repeats itself.
Yep, and that's most definitely why it's important. Yep. It's because history does repeat itself. It might not be in that same visual, but it's in that same mental.
And it's important to know.
People out here that's playing slave games daily. They just not using chains and whips.
They using mental and mind games.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Like you just gotta know. You gotta know.
Not only that, I just feel like the whole culture changed when that happened. And now it's like you have to learn the new culture when they had a whole different culture before then. And I feel like that old culture is like where everything stems from. So I believe having that and keeping that is really important.
Yeah, I second that because one, a lot of us have Native in our blood and don't even realize it. Two, the English language itself was derived from the Algonquian language, which is a native tongue. You see what I'm saying? And to just forget.
I thought it was Latin.
No, it's mixture. It's a mixture of Latin and all of the people that came over here. But the foundation for it was the language and the native tongue that they were already speaking in. So that's why you have this melting pot of a language that if you break it down, it really don't make sense when you go back to the original languages. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so bunched together. It's like one word today is 3 words back in the day. So you got 3 words making 1 word. And I'm kind of getting off topic, but it's just to say that a lot of what was built here, like we think that a lot of it was just built from African slaves, but sometimes you couldn't tell an African slave from a native slave. A lot of the times the African slaves and the native slaves were getting married and having babies together. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so that's why I feel like it's important, because a lot of what this country was built on was taken from a people who were already here. And this country has done a great job of erasing histories.
I agree.
And keeping the truth from all of us. You know what I'm saying?
Because like you said, like I feel like they erased their history because like they always push the narrative like black people came here with a white land, but we never think about how the Native Americans been here and the white people took over their land and they took us over here. So for their land. So it's just like, it's sad. Like even when we were going through that trail, just imagine like the pain and suffering they had to go through. Like even like women's on their menstrual cycle, like or like literally carrying the babies. I was just telling like I can't understand how that would have felt. Then some people dying on the way, and just you got to keep walking, you got to bury them and keep going, going. Like it just the fact like. It gave it gave us like grace and just be grateful for what we didn't have to experience now, because what they had walked, that trailed for us. Trails of tears, for real, trails of tears.
They walk so we can run. Right? And we run so the next generation can fly. That's off topic is heck, but you know, to bring it back, they most definitely have to endure a lot just so they could accomplish a lot. Yeah. And I feel like that's something as a human race we all commonly understand. it's not gonna happen if you don't do it. You know what I mean? And that's one thing that I say as a takeaway from that whole experience of watching that film. If you don't do it, it'll never happen. If they never wrote those pages, they never would have had those congregation meetings. They never would have experienced what they got to at the end. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Prosperity comes in so many
That even frustrates me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, that frustrates me because it's like you battling in their government system over your land that they just took, and they govern their system over your land that's stolen, and you're abiding by their land and trying to fight, for your land through their legal system. You're destined to lose. You're in a system that's destined for you to fail.
Because we have lack of systems in our communities. We don't convene. You know what I'm saying?
Don't.
And I don't want to get too deep into it, but
let's take it there.
You know what I'm saying? And another reason, it's important for us to keep these stories alive is because when we have kids and they have kids, if they forget where we came from, why we had to do what we had to do, everything that we just worked hard for, most statistically is going within 3 generations.
We just have to be humble and be responsible and accountable for our decisions, because the more that we are accountable to decisions, we will realize that it's not about necessarily what we look like that creates our image. It's about our decisions and how we carry ourselves that really creates the image for us. Our character determines what you will actually look like, because you can look like a very mean person, but if you carry yourself with a good head and with some good class and character, then you are going to be set for people to look at you and be like, oh, he's not really a bad person, I know who he is, he's a good person, he just looks like that.
For sure.
I think it's just a matter of character.
The world we live in, sadly. The only thing we could do is just push our narrative, build our legacy, and continue, bro. I mean, even when you dead, you ain't done, so
I low-key think it's important so that part of history is not forgotten. The people that were lost on that trail are remembered, and just to see where we've come from that point in time, and just, as far as people, civilization, development, technology, everything that went on in the trail, just to make sure all of that is highlighted in history.
For sure. I feel like y'all kind of already naturally answered this question, but did going to the Trail of Tears Museum change your perspective on that part of history?
Definitely.
What you mean?
It didn't change it for me. I still view it as what it is. It's nothing but thievery, bro.
That's another thing too. That's why I said I don't want these things to build hate, because the goal is not to start a war. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think the goal right now is to know the truth, and I feel like we all deserve that.
One thing it instilled within me the most is stoicism, because the wit and the wisdom that they gain from that.
What that mean?
The amount that they have to endure.
What does that mean?
What? A stoic person is an upstanding person, a person that stands for something. You know what I mean? Strong moral compass, just superhero type dude.
Yeah. So How to Train Your Dragon, the dad name was stoic.
Yeah, like a Superman. Yeah, anyway, that's what it gave me. It gave me more of a sense of direction, because it's if I don't take myself through the proper stages of my life, knowing what I know, gaining insight on the history that I know, if I take everything that I know from that and don't innovate off of that, how am I gonna make the world a better place? You know what I mean? Why am I finna go see a lollipop at the store and go make the same lollipop? You get what I'm saying? Why we gotta let history keep repeating?
Because people don't actually pay attention to history and take that seriously enough.
The world need to be more like ants.
Hard workers.
I mean,
Team workers, cooperation. Yes, I'm telling you.
It's all about being properly educated.
And being properly disciplined too, and being well mannered. People are losing honor
But
in
that's
today's generation, bro. It's no more like it's just no more.
But it's all due to miseducation. You gotta think about it. The moral compass of right now is get some money. If you got some money, you got some power. But the thing is, you don't necessarily need all the money to have some power. You need to be intelligent, because you can't get no money if you're not smart.
can we talk about the dolls that we had made? Like,
Wait, I thought y'all had, before we get to that.
I've heard the story. I've learned the story in history class, and I admire the perseverance they had. They didn't say, "Oh, they stole my culture," or "They stole everything from me." Mm-hmm. They went and sought after another one. They built another one for themselves and didn't try to have a "woe is me" attitude, you know. So I really appreciate that.
What was your first impression when we first stepped off the bus and got to the Trail of Tears History Museum?
I ain't gonna lie, it was cool. It was like a log cabin, but like a museum. As I walked around, like I caught different features. I saw like the snake in his little habitat. I saw like I think a bat enclosure. I saw like a little taxidermy lynx. It was a bunch of cool little stuff to look around and peep. Plus like the fact that we actually got to do activities with the people who work there and learn more about the Trail of Tears. It was a dope experience.
For sure. And then
Financial assistance for this project was provided by the Missouri Arts Council. Additional support was provided by the Missouri Humanities Council and the Missouri Parks Association. Story Stitch's creative youth development is made possible by the Lewis Prize for Music's 2021 Accelerator Award. The mission of the Lewis Prize is to partner with leaders who create positive change by investing in young people through music. Additional support for StitchCast Studio and Story Stitchers programming is provided by the Regional Arts Commission, the Office of Violence Prevention, in partnership with the St. Louis Board of Alderman through the 2024-2025 programs to reduce crime amongst at-risk youth and the St. Louis Philanthropic Organization. St. Louis Story Stitchers Studio, the center, is supported in part by Kranzberg Arts Foundation, where St. Louis Story Stitchers is a proud resident organization. Thank you for listening.
They say who that, but you already knew that. That be them Story Stitchers. Story Stitchers, Story Stitchers, Story Stitchers, Story Stitchers.